Hello, everybody. This is Attorney Shah Parale. Assalamu alaikum, Sastikar, Namaskar. I had to start again. We are having some technical issues, and unfortunately, it does happen when we do live shows, and I apologize for that. First of all, anything I'm telling you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. I don't know at what point you guys lost me, so I'm going to kind of start over. And thank you, Michael, for helping me on this. And first today we're going to talk, of course, about all the issues happening in the world. And it's Ramadan starting, so Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Kareem to all. It is a month of sacrifice, a month of people sharing and giving. And, of course, it started with, unfortunately, a bloodshed in Gaza, which is really heartbreaking, and our heart goes to all the people there who are suffering because of politics, to be honest. And a lot of people are really upset, and it doesn't matter which religion you are in, it's really upsetting the way things are going there. So we have to admit to that. And, of course, we're having our share of problems here in the U.S., and one of them are for student visas. And this is, we have this memo of unlawful presence that came out, which is really kind of creating issues. And again, now, if you want to call live, you have any questions, we are live today. It's May 17, 2018. We are 10:11 in California, a.m., and I think on the East Coast we might be a little bit later, 3 hours more, but I know people are listening there too. So feel free to call. The studio lines are open, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. And if you have any questions on immigration, feel free to call us. I will be glad to answer you as best as I can. And, of course, there are many things happening, including issues with H-1Bs. But another issue that is kind of, after we had this memo, this change of law kind of for F1 students, now we're going to have this problem with the unlawful presence. For those who don't know, the way the student visa works, I'm just going to check with Michael how's the sound. Hopefully it is good. For those who don't know, when you have any student visa, you have what we call a DS, a duration of stay. The way the duration of stay was working in the past is that you had a situation where you pretty much do not lose status kind of automatically like other visas, for example. But now what has happened, we are seeing that this new memo that just came out a couple of days ago, and I have a YouTube video on this. By the way, we have a YouTube channel you should subscribe to. I post things on a regular basis there, youtube.com/ShahParaliLaw, ShahParaliLaw. And we have covered the topics of many topics, of course, the H-4EAD, but now with the student visa. What this new memo says is now you kind of automatically lose your DS, your duration of stay. You start accruing unlawful presence in several circumstances. One of them, of course, is the one that basically you have is the one that is the most, not most pressing, but you have a bunch of them, is once you finish your course, like the day you no longer finish the course is finished. After, usually you have a 60 days after that, you're pretty much going to be out of status after that. So if you want to change to another status, you have to do it there before that. And then also the OPT, same rule applies. When the OPT completes 60 days, if you have not moved to another visa, you have a problem. I think we have one caller, but give me 1 minute. Let me finish that third one. The third one, which is the most kind of bad one, because it's if you have been excluded or deported, that. But what we are worried about is that if you take unlawful work, and unlawful work can be really anything, and that can be also basically now with this previous change of law where people working at a third-party site through a company on STEM OPT, that might trigger an unlawful, unauthorized work, which ultimately can make you fall out of your student visa. So be very careful. We'll talk a little bit about that. Let me take a caller. Michael, I think Paul is on the line. Hi. Hello.
Hello, yeah, Mr. Shah.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
Good, sir, good. I have a question about, it's not for student visa, but it's about my parents. They went to India for 5 months or 6 months, and they want to stay a couple more months. And it's going to
affect... Are they on a green card visa?
Yeah, they're on green card.
Okay.
So when they come back...
Go ahead. I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
No, means I just want to know when they come back they don't have any problem, or they're okay.
Well, if they pass 6 months, they will definitely question them unless you're very lucky at the airport. Once you pass 6 months, they will question them at the airport why you overstay so long. But if you are in a situation where basically you have a re-entry permit, for example, if you are planning for them to stay any time more than 6 months, get a re-entry permit filed, the I-131. Even before approval, they can leave, and then once it's approved, you can send it there, but do the fingerprint, everything before they leave. But once you pass 6 months, they might question them, and they will have to explain. But once you pass 1 year, then definitely they're going to start having bigger problems. So it all depends on the officer at the airport, but once you pass 6 months, just be ready that they will question you. And now they are very good at questioning people. So I recommend people not to leave more than 6 months, unless there are some kind of extraordinary circumstances. For example, they are sick, etc., then it might change the dynamic. But otherwise, try to avoid staying more than 6 months. Or if they're planning to stay more, bring them back, file the re-entry permit, and then get the fingerprint done, and then leave the country, and they'll be fine. They can stay outside for 2 years. Okay?
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Good luck to you. If you need help, just give us a call, 510-742-5887. And the number to the studio today is 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. That's our studio line. And if you want to talk to us at the office, 510-742-5887. So I don't know if we have more callers, Michael, but I'll continue and talk a little bit about this issue, that this new memo, how it can actually affect a lot of people. One of the things that, if you look at the memo, many of the things is kind of, people will pretty much kind of see that, hey, they're not doing that. But the part that is worrying me is that part of unauthorized work. What do you mean by unauthorized work? Of course, one of the unauthorized work is clearly that, hey, you're working pretty much without, for example, you are a computer engineer, you're working in a store. That's definitely unauthorized work. But the one which is more kind of not clear is the one that we are talking about, where you're working on STEM OPT. So working on STEM OPT now has another problem if you're working through a consulting company, because it seems like from what the government is saying that if you work on a third-party place, you might be in violation of your work authorization. And that was not the case before when the new STEM OPT came out. So we need to really kind of know this, and it is very important that you make sure that you are not falling out of status, because that will hurt you to move back to status. Let me take another call. I think Balbia is on the... Hi, Balbia. Hello, Balbia.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I have a question about my mom. She stayed, she's a citizen, but she went to India. She stayed more than 6 months. Is there any way can I bring her back, or what I need to have done?
Okay, that's a good question. If she has not passed 6 months, just tell her to come. Hopefully the airline will let her board the plane, and once she boards the plane here at the at the airport, the CBP will ask her why she stayed too long. But if you pass 1 year, you can still do the same, but it's not recommended. Then you have to go to the U.S. Embassy, get something called an SB1, which is a revalidation kind of the green card. Unfortunately, they don't really usually approve this. It's a 50-50 when you do that. The best is to make sure they come back before the 1 year, and once they are here, you file what we call a re-entry permit, that will allow you for 2 years to stay outside without losing the green card. So especially for parents, I recommend people to file those early because most of the time they don't want to stay here too long. And that's something I see, like 95% of people filing for their parents. Once they get the green card, 2 months later they're out and they don't want to come back. That sometimes is, it kind of, unfortunately, it's kind of counterintuitive, but you should understand that most of the time they feel better in their home country than here. But you need to protect that green card, and if nothing works, then you'll have to refile the entire case.
No, she doesn't have a green card. She's a citizen.
Oh, she's a citizen. I'm so sorry. Then no problem.
Yeah.
She can stay as much as she wants.
Really?
There's no... Yeah.
Somebody told me she cannot stay more than 6 months, but she stays more than 6 months, but she really want to come back or like to visit my kids and go back
India,
again?
I don't know if India will kick you out. That's a different story. But when it comes to America, you keep your citizenship no matter how long you stay outside. Unless you give up on that citizenship, you don't lose it, or they take it away, which is very rare. It's not like other countries. That's one good thing with America. Once you get the citizenship, you keep it pretty much forever. Okay?
Okay. Can I ask you one more question?
Sure. Go ahead.
I just want to ask you, I want to send like my sister-in-law and my nephew to visit like a summertime to paper to them like what they call an affidavit sport something. So like only for
they're coming to do exchange student or something like that.
No. She just only coming to visit me because she has a work over there. She does a traveling, travel agent company she has already. I wanted to bring my nephew over here to just visit me like a summertime. And is there any way can I come to you and can you help me out to send those paperwork?
I don't really do that, and it's not a good idea to put a lawyer because those are visitor visa. You can just go ahead. I have a YouTube video on that. You can go on my YouTube channel. I kind of guide people how to do that because putting a lawyer on a regular visitor visa doesn't really help. On the contrary, it kind of hurts because why would you have a lawyer on something simple? So I don't really, there's nothing really for me to do. But if you want, I can kind of do a consultation and guide you. Give me a call at the office at 510.
Okay, can you give me your office number?
Yeah, I'm giving you that right now.
Sure.
510 742
742
5887.
87. Okay, let me repeat it. 742 5887.
Yes. And same area code.
What is your name, sir?
Shah Parali. SHA.
Shah Parali. Okay. Thank you so much. I will call you in.
They will arrange for. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Good luck to you. I don't know. Do we have another caller, Michael? This is Shah Parali. You're live in here. Hello. Okay. So I don't think we have any callers, but you can feel free to call 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. Let me kind of introduce myself now because I know there are a lot of new listeners. My name is Shah Parali. I've been a lawyer now going on almost, how many years? I forgot. Almost 15 years, I think. 14 or 15 years. And I've been in the Bay Area pretty much all the time. And the law firm is almost 13 years old. And we have been focusing on immigration law. And I have also had a law show always had a law show for the past now going on 8 years next month. And we have always helped people who don't know. We try our best to not only do immigration law, but also take care of some civil rights. We were very active, for example, when Tri-Valley University shut down. We were also very active when UNNJ, they had all those issues with the government. We also were very active when we had the H4EAD actually pushing for it. So for those who don't know us, just check our website, piralilaw.com, or just type attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com. It will bring you to the same website. So that's kind of an introduction for me and the law firm, so please check our ratings, etc. So ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about something very, very interesting and sad. And just to let people know, it doesn't mean because I'm talking about one topic, you cannot ask questions about other issues in immigration. As long as it's immigration, I'll be glad to answer. For example, if you have a parent's petition, H-1B issues, I-140 issues, L-1, EB-1A, you name it, please feel free to call 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. And just to let people know, this is a live show, so sometimes we have technical issues to join the line, so I apologize for that. So let us talk a little bit about this issue that we are seeing with the student visa, and which is causing a lot of kind of confusion. Number one, we had this first that change of law kind of by amending the CFR from the government, and basically they're asking me to give the number, so I'll give the number again, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170, and this is the studio line you can call live. So just to continue on this topic of student visa, what this memo that just came out a few days ago says is basically now the DS like we had before will be cut off automatically in certain conditions. And what this does is sometimes, well, some of them we will know because it's pretty clear-cut. But the one which is the tricky one, which I am having issues too, is the one where they basically say they will cut off the student visa if they find out there was some kind of unauthorized employment. But my problem with the unauthorized employment is it's not like a direct thing. For example, you will see sometimes they will have unauthorized employment just on STEM OPT working for a third party. And if they do that, then we're going to see ourselves dealing with some major issues. A lot of people will not even know they're out of status. And once this happens, and after August 9, all those people are going to have some issues. So right now the law kicks in really on August 9, but ultimately they might come back and say, hey, you were not in status since time before because that memo was not. I think we have another caller, Madhu, on the line. Hi, Madhu. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you properly. Go ahead.
Actually, I have two questions on EB-1A, if you can help.
Mm-hmm.
One is what is the success and success or denial rate as of now? And is there any change in past, let's say, few months in the success or whatever the denial rate of the EB-1A? I'll take the answer offline. Thank you.
Okay, that's a very good question. Well, I can only speak for my office. Thank you, God, but we have so far have not seen any denial in the office. But let me go back and say that. So far, I can only speak for my law firm. So far, we are doing a lot of EB-1A. We have not seen denials, really. However, it might come. This is not something that we can prevent. But it has not gone up in terms of EB-1A, actually. Maybe EB-1C, they are sending RFEs, because EB-1C is longer. But for EB-1A also, we're getting few RFEs, not like before we barely had any RFEs. But still, we are hoping that we prepare those cases strong. I usually review them. And also I have Attorney Sharif who handles all the EB-1 cases in the office, review them. So ultimately, I would say based on my law firm, there's not any change except we are getting more cases and we're doing well. And if you need help on assessing your case before even filing or working on the case, since EB-1A doesn't have to be with your company, and it's a very interesting thing to have, please give us a call, 510-742-5887. But to answer the question, I don't see big changes so far, so hopefully it stays the same, God willing. Let me take another caller. Michael, is it Govardhan? Hello?
Hi, Shah. This is Govardhan. I have a question on the new OPT memo. So how this is going to impact the students who are already working at the client place?
It will have a big impact. What I'm thinking, hopefully it will not be like that, but I've kind of put the two together. What it does is basically say as soon as you're taking unauthorized employment, what they're going to do I am thinking is that they're going to claim people who work for a third party are not compliant with what they want, so they will say they were unlawfully working. And when they're going to say you're unlawfully working, that means your student visa got cut off. And if your student visa got cut off, you lose status. And when you lose status, you won't be able to change status. You will have to leave the country and come back to get status. Also, it might have an impact on H-1B because many people have filed H-1B as a change of status starting on October 1st. And then if your status breaks, you cannot do change of status. And I've seen at least one case where government just say, oh, we'll deny the entire H-1B because when you requested the H-1B, you say you were in status, but you're not really. Because of that, you kind of misled us or something. They deny the H-1B completely. So I think it will have a big impact. The whole thing was calculated, by the way. It's not a simple thing. People are not realizing it. I hope I'm wrong, but so far I didn't get it wrong on any of those stuff. Actually, I was looking yesterday at things that I kind of analyzed before. It kind of unfortunately come true. But bottom line, I think it's going to have a big impact if this is the way they are playing it. That's what I feel they're doing right now. So just letting people know, make sure you're not working for a third party. If you're on STEM OPT. Regular OPT might be okay, STEM OPT no. And also make sure that if there's any kind of RFE or things like that, there is a good lawyer answering them. Also what they might do, they might not give a change of status. They might just tell you leave the country and come back. The problem in leaving the country and coming back, you know the risk. So it might have a big impact, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
But again, I might be wrong. Hopefully I am wrong, but so far it seems that's the idea they are trying to do. And the thing they are really targeting is that unlawful work. So the whole issue with the OPT and students is that for them, according to them, they're taking U.S. citizen jobs, which is not really true, but that's what they're saying. So get ready for that, okay?
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very good question that we got from Gabat, and the truth is that this is how I see it. Again, this is my opinion, and I might be wrong, but I have kind of analyzed it, why they put this, because many of the stuff they are saying, people are already doing that, complying with that. But the part of unlawful work is the part that is kind of tricky. And we're not talking about direct unlawful work here, like working illegally completely. That's a totally different issue. That people are at fault. But in this case, many people have relied on the previous law to work as a third party under the STEM OPT. Basically, consulting company will place you with an end client. But now you have a problem because if this is considered unlawful work, it cuts off your student visa. And once it cuts off your student visa, you have problem for other stuff. So it's very, very important we understand what is the issue going on here. And if we don't kind of deal with it at the outset, things are not going to be helpful. So I will recommend that if you have any issues and you're not sure, give us a call at the office, 510-742-5887. We will allow you to today. We still have some time, right, Michael, to continue and taking the calls. The call is at 510-657-1170. That's the live studio for Radio Zindagi and KLOK. And we also, if you want to do a private consultation, 510-742-5887. Just to let you know, of course, consultations we don't do free. So if you get a chance to call on the radio, it's quick. I will be glad to answer. Otherwise, I'll have to refer you, and then we'll move from there. So basically, right now, what we were talking about is that issue with what we have with the student visas, but we have other issues also we are seeing. One of the things I'm seeing that they are really, really kind of acting in a very how to put it. I don't want to say any bad words, but they're acting really weird. Let's put it this way. For example, I've seen cases where they are denying an extension of visa, although those people were eligible for it. They will still approve the H-1B, but they won't give the I-94, which requires that person to leave the country and come back. But one of my clients, for example, he's going to do that. what might happen if it puts a lot of pressure on you to go to the State Department, and if there are any mistakes or things like that, not only you will have problems on the mistakes, you might not be able to come back. And if you're from a country which is banned, for example, Iran or things like that, you will never be able to come back. So be very, very careful now. And if you have to fight those cases, you have to fight them. Talk to a good lawyer before you make a choice. And you can call our office 510-742-5887. And like I said, anything I'm telling you today is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. Let me talk to Paul again. Paul, are you? Hello?
Hello, yes, Mr. Shah?
Yes, Paul. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. One more question. Sorry to call you back again.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so just want to know if they can, what kind of gift or money they can bring from India, like somebody parents or somebody's coming from India. Yeah, what kind of gift or money they can bring it?
What kind of money? What does that mean? You mean how much money they can bring?
How much? Yeah.
In cash, I think I'm not sure on that. Okay, you have to check because this is not really my field. But I think in cash maximum is $10,000 if I'm not mistaken. But if they want to transfer money, there's no limitation in the U.S. As long as the money is clean, there's no money laundering. So usually less than $10,000 in cash they accept. But you have to double check with the airline because this is not really immigration issue. It's more like other issues. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Good luck to you.
All right,
take care. Okay, let me take another call. I think we'll call more callers. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi, this is Steve. I had a question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I have an approved...
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
I have an approved I-140 through a consulting firm for which I worked for a year. And after that, I moved to a full-time job with my client. And then after that, I have switched to another full-time position. So is there any risk in going for an H-1B stamping in India?
So let me get it right. You're moving to another client. Did you already get the H-1B approved, the transfer?
Hello?
Yes. Did you already get the H-1B transfer approval?
Yes, I have already... it's approved. I already joined the full-time position 6 months back.
Okay. And you want to go for stamping, and you're with a full-time client, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see any problem really. On the contrary, it's good for you unless you have something in the past with issues. But apart from that, you should be fine.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for
Okay, good luck to you. Sorry. Let me take another caller, Michael. This is Shapra. You're live in here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Hey, I'm Amit, and I'm on H-1B currently, and my green card is filed in EB2, and I want to explore if I'm eligible for EB1. So how can you help if I contact you offline?
Definitely, I can help you, but it will take some time. So what I will recommend is that you give me a call at the office or email me your resume, shah@piralilaw.com. We will do a first kind of quick assessment, and if I think there's a chance, then I'll ask you to call. We'll do a consultation and do a final review, and we have two people, I myself, and I have Sharif, who's in charge of the entire department. He's becoming kind of a genius now in that, making two assessments to make sure that we have the chances are good. Only then we will tell you the chances, and you can make the decision if you want us to handle it or not. Because those kind of cases, unfortunate that even if I tell you yes, you go and try it on your own, it doesn't work, unfortunately. There's no way to guide you because it's more like presenting an artistic thing. You have to paint it yourself. But
I totally agree, and that's why I called you, yes.
Yeah, so what you should do, just email me your resume, then we will call you. You give us 48 hours to call you, and we will do the assessment, and we'll tell you what we can do, we cannot do. We'll give you kind of a percentage and let you decide. If I don't see more than 50-60%, I don't advise you to file because it's a waste of money. But if we see that possibility, then we tell you, then you can take it from there. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the email
you.
is info@pirali.law or Shah, SHAH, @pirali.law. Just go on my website, which is forwarded from attorneyonair.com. You will have my email there, and I'll be more than glad to assess. We can do EB1
cool.
waiver assessment. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Take care. Let me take another caller. This is Shapra. You're live on air.
Hi. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Very clearly, actually.
Hi. Good morning, Shah. How are you doing? And thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome.
So my question, I was trying to make sense of how the EB2 priority dates are moving along. My priority date is Feb of 2012. I'm just wondering, what is your opinion of when that might, become current? And the second related question is, do you have any opinion of EB5?
Okay. Yeah, I have a strong opinion on both. Let me give it to you. Okay. Number one, the EB2, my predictions right now, I think your case is moving very slow. We're talking 2 weeks every month. So we are, but I think it will jump a little bit by October, hopefully, because the good news is not retrogressing. That's one good news. But ultimately, it will take around 4 years probably to get cleared for you. So be ready for that.
I see.
If it goes the same pace, unless we see a jump, and I doubt there will be a jump under Trump. Even if there's one, they won't really release it. That's my take on it. As for EB5, I don't like it. I think it's not a good program. But it's there. If you invest $1 million or $500,000 in certain programs or your own, you might be eligible to get a green card. The problem with this program is that they give you what we call a conditional green card. And the conditional green card, oftentimes you end up by what it means is they test you, right? They test the business. And most of those business never meet the requirements. After the 2 years, they end up by losing money and the green card. And I've seen a lot of people. If you Google online EB5 fraud, you will see hundreds of them. And that's one of the reasons I don't do those cases. I can make a lot of money doing it, but I stay away from it. I tell people to look into other options like L1A, using EB1, etc., rather than actually using the EB5. But it's there, and you have a lot of people selling them, and I don't want to recommend anybody. All I'm saying is that it is there, and it is possible. I've seen only one person in my life getting it and not having problems. Apart from that, well, maybe they are good out there, but many people I know, they pretty much lost everything on it. Okay?
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of chatter about this because how slowly the EB2, queues are moving.
Well, a lot of clients told me they have equity in their house, if they can invest. Yes, you can, but I cannot recommend you any of those projects, which is the best way to do instead of building from scratch. And since I cannot recommend anybody, I cannot tell you. One might be good, I heard only one was good. It was an airport in Chicago. And after that, I didn't hear anything, but I just prefer not to touch it because of exactly that problem. Okay?
All right.
To you.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate
You're welcome,
your time.
my friend. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I think we have one more caller, right? Hello, this is Shapra. You're live in air.
Hi. I have a question. I have a question.
Hi, can you speak louder? I cannot hear you. Go ahead.
Investor visa. So if you can just brief how it works, how much you have to invest, and that investment, if it's yours or it's risk to invest. So can you just help start?
Okay. I'll do that offline. From what I understood, you want to know about investor visa. If you are from India, there's no real investor visa except the EB5 we were talking about earlier. The investor visa doesn't really exist for India. Some countries like Pakistan, you have it. Egypt, you have it. Europe, you have it, but not for India, unfortunately. I wish they had it. It would be great. But it's not there. So the EB5 project is the one I was talking about earlier. I don't trust it, but that's my personal opinion. I'm not saying it's not a good, but I don't trust it. There are too many people who kind of take advantage of it, unfortunately. Not taking advantage of the system, but taking advantage of the immigrants. Then the other thing that we have is also the using the L visa or the EB1C. For example, if you open a company in India, it's working properly, and then you have employees, etc., you go work there 1 year, you come back here on L1A, and you open a branch here, or you do it simultaneously, whichever way, you might qualify for EB1C, which is not really an investor visa, but it can be used in a fashion that it becomes an investor visa. It's not really, by the way, it's an intra-transfer. So it is not something that is kind of direct for India, unfortunately. So we cannot really pronounce for India. But if you give me a call at the office, 510-742-5887, we can assess if you have a potential there. I will take one more caller, Michael, and then after that I'll refer people because I have to talk a little bit about debt settlement after that. But let me take the last. This is Shapira. You're live on air.
Hey, Shah, this is Raj. My quick question is EB2 2010. So I just want to understand by any way this national interest waiver. Can you please explain me that? Will I be able to qualify? What is the requirement for that? Okay.
National interest waiver is a little bit lower standard than the EB1. However, you require a few things. Number one, you have to be of national interest. And that's kind of based on a couple of cases, which I cannot really go into details here, but I can assess for you. But mainly, you have national interest waiver, number one. And you have to have, it's an EB2 category because you need at least a bachelor, 4 years bachelor, plus 5 years experience, or a master's degree, U.S. equivalent, of course. And the good news with a national interest waiver, you don't need an employer, but it's still an EB2, so it doesn't really help people in terms of, but in your case, if you're trying to move around companies, a national interest waiver is perfect if you qualify because what it does, it belongs to you, not to the company, so there's nothing to move really. So ultimately, a national interest waiver is a good option, and I wrote extensively about it. I have YouTube videos. Since I don't have that much time, I think next week I'll go over national interest waiver and EB1. Hopefully I can have Attorney Sharif with me on the phone too, and we can talk about that like we did last time. And we have a YouTube video on this that I published, I think like 4 or 5 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, where me and Sharif discuss about all those EB1A, and people will be surprised. You might qualify for EB1A without even knowing you qualify. And that's why the previous caller know what he was saying when he said, that's why I'm calling you, because we have been getting EB1A when other people were saying there's no way to get it. And amazingly, it's not like we're doing miracle. It's just we have to go back to the source. Most people, they're going by a checklist. We go back to the law, and that's the difference with us. We are lawyers, so we work like lawyers. Unfortunately, more and more people practicing in this field tend to be kind of templating things and going by a checklist, which is good, but the truth is that those require. Some stuff you have to template. There's no way out of it. But some stuff you need to think and think like lawyers, and that's what the difference is. And you can check some of our ratings, etc., and you will see on avo.com the kind of things we have done. So if you want to check on anything, just give us a call, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about something else, which is debt settlement. As you know, a lot of people leaving the country and also having issues with their jobs, etc., and they are in debt. They have credit card debts or second mortgages on their houses, etc. We might be able to get rid of those debts for you without having to file bankruptcy. It's called a debt settlement, and you can check the blog yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. You can have an idea what we do. For example, you might owe $100,000 in credit cards or $10,000. We might be able to pay it and make it only for $10,000, maybe $2,000, and you are out of debt completely. They forgive you $8,000. That doesn't mean it doesn't affect your credit a little bit, but at the end of the day, you pay it off. You will get better down the road. instead of looking to a bankruptcy, or instead of just leaving the debt like that, let it get worse and worse. Because more you keep the debt, more your credit gets messed up. And and also a headache on you, they can sue you for that, etc., etc. So we can help you. We have done that for years now, and we have been very successful. So please give us a call, 510-742-5887, 510-742-5887. And I think we have a few minutes to go, so I'll let Amit finish. So anything I told you today, ladies and gentlemen, is for educational purposes only. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And again, attorneyonair.com, yourdebtsettlementattorney.com. Thank you, Michael, and I apologize for the little delay in the beginning. So I think we have like 5-6 minutes to go, so I'll ask Amit to finish. Amit, are you there?
Hi, Shayaz, I'm here.
Sorry for the delay today. We had some issues in the beginning. So go ahead. I'll let you finish. I think you have 7 minutes to go. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good.